$80 bid now, $80, give me 85.
One of the first things we sat down and talked to Eli about was what it was like to win the NAA IAC championship.
Winning the IAC was a personal goal, and it was sort of like reaching that goal was what it was all about for me, really, because I'd competed in it for 9 years and tried to win it each time I went, but it was more of a great journey for me because I used the competition as a ways and means for me to learn about myself on ways that I needed to improve, and it also gave me the opportunity as a contestant to get with and get to know the champion auctioneers that had been champions in that competition. And so it was really great. It was like reaching a long time goal. I got started in the auction business when I was the summer I turned 19, and I grew up having a love for the auction business. I loved the sound of the auctioneer when I attended farm auctions with my dad, and I got into it when I was 19 after making a few phone calls and calling a few auctioneers and offering my help on auction day, and worked my way up. The first thing I sold was I was assisting an auctioneer. His name was Bill Bickford, and he was a great local guy. He was an Army veteran, very well respected in the community. His son was the district attorney in my hometown there, and I helped him at this auction, and Bill was just a good guy. And the first item I sold at the end of the day, he said, "Sell the milk can." And the first item I sold was a milk can. I think I've been very fortunate. Some of the things that I did is I've always tried hard to improve. And I guess I was never satisfied because I was always comparing myself to other champion auctioneers. Auctioneers to me that are some of my heroes are Leroy Van Dyke and the late Howard Buckles, Ralph Wade, the great cattle auctioneer. And I've always tried to improve myself. A week in my life is, I have Sundays and Mondays are generally the 2 days that I try to have off, Sundays and Mondays. My auction week normally begins on a normal schedule is Tuesday. I drive approximately 100 some miles and go to Statesville, North Carolina and sell automobiles at the automobile auction in Manheim, Statesville, North Carolina. On Wednesdays, I go to Greensboro Auto Auction and sell there on Wednesday mornings, and that is in Greensboro, North Carolina. On Thursday mornings, I always drive about 3 hours and go to Darlington, South Carolina at what used to be Clanton's Auto Auction, one of the oldest established automobile auctions in the Southeast. It was Clanton's when I first started working there several years ago, and now it's a Manheim auction. It's Manheim, Darlington, South Carolina. That's my Thursday sale. On Fridays, I sell cattle at the Carolina Stockyards in Siler City, North Carolina. We sell primarily there around 12, average day 12 to 1,500 head every Friday in Siler City. Most of my Saturdays I work a lot with several different auction companies around when they have estates auctions and land auctions and farm equipment auctions. I'm usually busy on Saturdays assisting them at some of their auctions. Well, finding your groove in the auction business, I think it may be easier today than what it has ever been. First of all, my first advice would be to a young person or anybody that's interested in becoming an auctioneer is attend auction school. Do that, first and foremost, because there you receive the tools and the training on how to become a successful auctioneer. I believe that's number one. Number two, associate yourself with a successful auction business that is in your area and do something. Get some experience working auctions. And it may not be being the auctioneer at first, but gain some experience in the auction business. The third thing would be to join the state and National Auctioneers Association. There you can find a network of professionals that are there to support you, that you can network with, to learn from, and they really have your own success in heart. They want you to be as successful as they have. And that's what's so great about the State Auctioneers Association and the National Auctioneers Association. You know, this is talked about a lot. The internet's going to take over, and auctioneers and us as bid callers, our craft of bid calling is going to become obsolete. And I don't see that. You know, what I see is the internet has brought to the auction business is it has broadened the horizons. And the potential for auctioneers, it's just another tool that auctioneers can use. Some of the most exciting auctions that I work as an auctioneer with the microphone have been and consistently are the auctions that are live, where we have a live crowd, and it's broadcast live over the internet in real live time. If anything, I believe that the live auction process over the internet is going to do nothing but enhance the live auction experience. Trying new things in my chant, even now, you know, after 18 years of calling bids, I'm constantly trying new things. And I listen to other auctioneers, and I enjoy listening to other auctioneers a lot. And then I hear one thing that I think sounds like this is what this auctioneer is saying, and I'll try to do it. And some things work for me, some things don't. But yes, I'm constantly changing my chant. I have found my own speed, my own rhythm. I sell automobiles, livestock, pots and pans, benefit auctions. And I find that when I am selling at a professional crowd, my bid calling is much quicker. To quicken my bid call, I use what I call filler words in my chant, just words. Words like now, and, bid, dollar, a lot more. If I'm wanting to slow my chant down, such as at a benefit auction, I use a lot more filler phrases. To me, filler phrases are a combination of words that make a short, brief sentence. I use them as as my fillers in between the numbers, such as filler phrases. I'm bid 1 now, would you give me 2? I'm bid a bit 2, would you give 2? I'm bid a bit 2, would you give 3? Would you give 3? Would you give now 3? Filler phrases. When I'm selling to a professional crowd, I don't use as many filler words. I've shortened the phrase. I don't use filler phrases, I use filler words. Words like 1, and now 2, 1, and 2, and 2, and 2, and 3, and 4 on a bid, and 5, and 5, and 5 on a bid, 5, here, and $6, here, and 5, 6. When I want to slow my chant down, I use the filler phrases. When I want to speed it up, when I'm selling to a professional audience, I use filler words instead of phrases. Auctions are fast, they're effective, they're efficient, they're fun for people to attend. To me, it's just the number one way to liquidate assets and turn that asset into cash. As an auctioneer, I believe the auction method of marketing is also the best way to liquidate assets that have become liabilities to people for those reasons. It is the most transparent way of doing business, of buying something. And what's ironic about it is and it's ironic in a good way, but what's ironic about it in a good way is that when people buy at auction and they're telling it to their friends, they're not saying that they bought it like they did down at Walmart or at the designer store. When they say, I won that item at auction because of the bidding process, they didn't buy it. When they're telling other people what they bought, showing people what they bought, they say, I won it at the auction. To me, auctions are just a great marketplace.
Beautiful.
Well, growing up Amish growing up Amish is a great way of life. You know, it's the way I grew up. There was 14 kids in my family. It's a great way of life if you're content with it. And when I got to be late 18, 19, I wasn't that content being Amish anymore. So I chose a different path, but I've always been grateful for the way that I was raised, because it has instilled in me the work ethic, the values, the core morals of the Amish people. So it's a great way of life, and I feel very blessed to have been born into an Amish family and raised that way. The NAA, to me, is anymore, it's like a family. You know, I'm a first-generation auctioneer. I wasn't born into an auctioneer family. So the NAA and their members, by me being a member, they became my auction support group, my auction support family, and also as a contract auctioneer, I gained a lot of business. I got to know some of the major auctioneers out across the world. You know, that's how, by being an NAA member, is how I got to go to Phoenix, Arizona, and sell 150 properties of real estate in one afternoon in a ballroom setting. It's how I got to work for Williams and Williams right now, where I'm doing some work for them as a contract bid caller. I've just gained a lot of information. I've gained a lot of education. I've made a great network of family and support and friends that are also professionals. They've also given me along the way a lot of education, guidance. I attended and graduated from CAI, the Certified Auctioneers Institute, in '03. So the NAA for me has been sort of my rock for me to learn from, and it's just been my rock. I would like to represent the NAA in a way that they deserve and be proud of it, and promote the NAA and for everything that they do, what they stand for in the auction business. And the third thing is, I would like to I'd like to bring the spotlight through a major television network on the IAC and the NAA through a major television interview type, to gain the spotlight on the IAC and the NAA. I would also like to promote the IAC to all auctioneers out there, because being a contestant in the IAC competition is just a great way for auctioneers to learn from one another, and through the process of being a contestant and attempting to be the best that you can be, you will really learn to sharpen your skills, your speaking abilities, and your microphone and selling abilities. It's a great tool for doing that. When I heard my name being named as the 2010 IAC champion, I was just shocked, just instant shock. The first time I tried to win that was in 1998, was the first time I entered the competition. And since 1998, I tried, been a contestant in it 9 times, and it's just a real special contest. I've got a lot of great friends and great memories from being a contestant. And the contest, being a contestant, has been great for me, because it's been a tool that I have used to teach myself about things that I needed to do to improve my own skills and my own abilities. But being named the 2010 IAC champion was just a breathtaking, exciting moment that, first of all, it knocked the breath out of me, and then it was like this great sense of a rush of just total elation and a great sense of validation. Great sense of validation.